Hello, my name is Dan Santat, and I'm the author of this book, The Adventures of Beagle, the Unimaginary Friend. Over the course of my life, there have been many books that you would consider influential. One of my favorite books was this book, No David by David Shannon. Now, this book was particularly inspiring because this was the first time I had ever met anyone who had ever won a Caldecott Honor before. If I recall, it was 1999, and this was fresh off his Caldecott Honor win for No David, and I was a student at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California. My art teacher at the time told me that David didn't live too far from the campus and that he had graduated from that school, and so she suggested that I go see him and have him critique my portfolio, and I thought, that's a pretty good idea. So I called him up, and he agreed to meet with me, and so I went to his house, and I showed him my portfolio, and I remember thinking to myself, oh man, he's so famous and he's so talented, I want to learn everything I can from him. I remember looking at the wall in his hallway, and I saw the framed Caldecott Honor certificate for No David, and I thought to myself, this is probably the only time in my life I will ever get to see one of these things. And I remember he looked up from my portfolio and he said, you need to start all over again. He told me all about style and how my style didn't say anything about me as a person. And he showed me No David, and he talked about how the book was expressive of his childhood. And I remember going home and studying that book at my art desk and trying to understand what he meant by what he said. And I used that book as the foundation to the second half of my education there at Art Center. When I graduated, I threw away my entire portfolio and started from scratch. Started with one painting, and then two, and then eventually after 10 weeks I had a whole new portfolio. One day David and I were at a book signing at Vroman's bookstore in Pasadena, California, and he leaned over to me and he mentioned that he really liked the artwork to Beagle, and for me, that was a huge accomplishment to get recognition from one of your peers. David Shannon was the man that helped me turn my art studies around and helped me become the person I was today. So, as influential as No David was as a book, David Shannon was very influential to me as a person. And that's my story. Thank you.